The Tesnin did not share Arek's belief. Instead, he and the Hakurn were ordered to attack nearby Crius and thereby make an example of the rebellious native population. "It is for the better," Arek's second Insir had said at the time. "The defeat of the humans must be overwhelming, an event to demonstrate Antaere resolve and power. We cannot merely win, we must be dominant, and because of that we must first rebuild our forces. Until then, Crius will be a good diversion." Arek knew he was right, and for the lead Insir the Crius operation had proved to be cathartic. He was at last given a chance to act on his decades-long animosity toward the Xenians and his simmering objection to their very existence. And one of the main catalysts for his hatred came from the fact that the traitorous population still professed devotion to the tenets of the Order, even as they rejected Antarean authority over its maintenance. Arek found that dichotomy abhorrent. How could one worship the Order but not the Antaere, the founders, the creators of the Order? It was a statement without logic, insulting in its absurdity. But now Crius and the Xenians stood defenseless. The pink creatures from Earth abruptly deserted the planet 90 days ago, retreating to their home star system in a desperate attempt to save their wretched world from Arek's advance, leaving their former ally to the mercy of the Antaere. Yet mercy was not what Arek had in mind. With the dramatic turn of events recently within the grid, punishment was already being exacted on the natives of the planet Enif, as well as any other species who failed to support the Antaere during the war. It was Arek's task to make sure the people of Crius suffered the most. And that was why lead Insir Arek Nessen smiled, even in the cold and rain of this forsaken world. The last surviving members of the ruling council of Crius now stood before him in the dim light of early morning, their sentence about to be pronounced. There were 18 of them, each standing slump-shouldered and defeated in the drenching rain. They knew their fate, with quiet resignation their final testament. Arek was tasked with making this moment one which would be remembered for many centuries to come, and to that end cameras were set up to record the event. Images would soon be circulated throughout the grid and even broadcast in the open to the single holdout world of Earth. The humans would see the recordings as a vivid preview of their coming fate. The annihilation of the human race would be just as humiliating and savage as what was about to happen on Crius. And there was nothing the humans could do to stop it. Ignoring the rain, Arek stepped up to the ragged line of Xenian dignitaries. At his side was a creature named Razgus, the leader of the Hakurn forces under Arek's command. The gray-skinned beast had a heavy metal file in his hand and was constantly sharpening the tops of the bone plates that ran along each side of his narrow head. The plates were as much a weapon as were the beast's retractable claws and formidable energy weapon. The Hakurn were the consummate killing machines. The people of the grid knew this already. The videos would fortify that belief. Razgus salivated at the prospect of the coming purge, for unlike the senior Antaere officers within Arek's command, he would personally partake in the upcoming bloodletting. He and his feline-like beasts fidgeted with excitement, anxious to begin. But first, Arek must deliver his speech, which would assign meaning to the day's events. Context must be established, otherwise it would simply be viewed as a slaughter. After that, the Hakurn would be unleashed. An Antaere soldier with a camera moved in closer to record Arek's words. There would not be many, just enough to impress upon the colony worlds the seriousness of Dinak Zafin's coming proclamation. The current leader of the Xenians was a creature named Hafsus. His name was of no significance, being so